Hello everyone, welcome back to Math Specs, and today we're going to continue our discussion of multiplying real numbers. We're going to begin by evaluating this variable expression, and it says here that we have -4 times -1 times x, and we're asked to evaluate when x is equal to 1. So what we're going to do first, our approach is that we're going to simplify the expression. So we're going to try to get it a little bit more condensed for us to work with. Then we're going to substitute, and then we're going to simplify. So here we have -4 times -1. So a negative times a negative will give me a positive, and 1 times 4 will give me 4. And then I bring down my x. So now I can substitute x is equal to 2. So I have 4 times 2. And a positive times a positive will give me a positive number. So 4 times 2 will give me positive 8. Let's continue. Here we're asked to evaluate when we have, for A, we have -7 times x times -2, and we're asked to evaluate when x is equal to 2. So again, we're going to simplify this. We're going to kind of make it a little easier to work with, and then we're going to substitute. So first I'm going to multiply -7 times -2, and then bring down my x. So a negative number times a negative number will give me a positive number. 7 times 2 will give me 14, and I bring down my x. Now I'm ready to substitute x is equal to 2. So I'll have 14 times 2. That will give me 28. Up here, I wrote the positive 14 just because I wanted to make sure that you understood that when we multiply negative numbers together, we get a positive result, but you could actually omit this. You don't need to write it because when there's no sign in front, we just know that this is a positive number. Okay, just like this. We know that this is a positive 28. For B, we're asked to evaluate 3 times 2 times -x when x is equal to 2. So I'm actually going to simplify this a little bit more. So I have 3 times 2, and this is a positive number times a positive number, so my answer will be positive. And 3 times 2 is 6. Then I bring down my -x. Here I'm going to rewrite it as 6 times -1 times x. So I can multiply 6 times -1. A positive number times a negative number will give me a negative number, and 6 times 1 is 6. I'll bring down my x. So I decided to expand this to show the -1 because usually this can seem a little bit intimidating, especially if we don't have much experience. So if we pull out that -1, we can multiply these two numbers and bring our variable down along with this, okay? So now I'm able to substitute. So I have -6 times x, and we're substituting x is equal to 2. So I just write 2 wherever I see x. And -6 times a positive 2 will give me a negative number, and 6 times 2 will give me 12. So our final answer is -12. So here we're going to do a word problem where we're asked to find displacement. And the problem reads that a flying squirrel drops from a tree with a velocity of -5 feet per second, and we're asked to find the displacement or the change in position of the squirrel after 2 seconds. And we're told to use the equation displacement is equal to velocity times time. So I am going to find out what is my velocity, and it says the velocity is -5 feet per second. So I'm going to write v is equal to -5 feet per second. And I'm going to find time. It says of the squirrel after 2 seconds. So that's my time. T is equal to 2 seconds. Now I'm going to substitute it into this equation. So displacement is equal to velocity, and we were told that's -5 feet per second times time, which is 2 seconds. Here I notice that my seconds cancel. I have seconds in the denominator, and I have seconds up here, so they cancel. And we multiply, we have -5 times a positive 2, so I know that my answer is going to be negative. And now I can multiply 5 times 2, which is 10, and bring down my units of feet. So my displacement will be negative 10 feet. Okay. So that is a conclusion of our discussion of multiplying real numbers. Next time we're going to begin our practice set where we will get more problems and more examples to work on. Our emphasis will be on finding products, simplifying expressions with products, and evaluating expressions given a value of a variable, which is what we did today. But we'll give you more opportunities for you to practice on your own as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.